Hi, I'm Craig Parker. I head up the African Mobility Division, and I'm Senior Economist at Frost & Sullivan. The 2017 year has certainly started with a great deal of uncertainty, but also new exciting prospects. This year will be the sixth year of global stagnation, where global growth is again expected to be within the range of 2.8 to 3%. Uncertainty in geopolitical events like Brexit and the US presidential election will add some risk to global growth forecasts, as the full effect of these unexpected occurrences will play out in the coming months. Rippling effects from such uncertainties create doubts in the minds of investors. The uncertainty may influence investors to wait and watch, which in turn could slow progress further. Although, however, we do see that markets and sentiment is clearly up in the US, with the PMI showing significant upward movement in the past 5 months. The potential good news for 2017 will be the stabilization in energy and commodity prices, which could create a tailwind for resource-rich countries. There will be regional differences, which will add to the global growth story. So just to unpack that a little more, we see growth accelerating mainly in the US, where it will go beyond 2%. Japan is also expected to see growth acceleration thanks to policy support. Growth will stabilize in Europe as a result of the monetary and fiscal policy mix, and emerging markets will remain most susceptible to risks, partly because of the dollar appreciation. Of the key influences on emerging market currencies in the next few months and into the next year will be the rising interest rates in developed countries. In the short term, we have seen interest rates propelled because of the US election. But having said this, there are more fundamental forces which are supporting a sustainable rate rise across the world, and the major central banks are playing a role. The Fed, the ECB, and even the Bank of Japan have started withdrawing from accommodative monetary policy since last year. This progressive withdrawal of accommodative monetary policy will result in higher interest rates in these countries, which in turn will place more pressure on emerging market currencies. The longer-term growth trajectory will be increasingly influenced by digital innovation, disruption, and transformation. Since the late 90s, we saw the ICT revolution, which is diffused through into GDP growth, and it is estimated that ICT has contributed 1% annually to GDP growth in the US and 0.5% in Europe. Now currently we are at the early stages of this new wave of digital revolution, and if we look forward over the horizon of 5 to 10 years, we will see the micro impact digital transformation has on business spill into country growth trajectories. Digital transformation has the potential to allow certain countries to leapfrog the traditional growth trajectory and disrupt the current status quo on comparative advantage. For instance, where there are clear logistical challenges in African countries, big data and 3D printing could fundamentally change business models for logistics companies, and over time this will filter through to have a significant impact on GDP growth. Currently, we are at the beginning of the digital revolution that could fundamentally impact the global growth story in the coming years.